Hey, it's Al again at Chattel with Poker. Today I want to talk about building your bankroll. That's one of the things that I'm working on, and I found some tips that might help you the same way it's been helping me out here. So I'm currently in the process, excuse me, just going to adjust this a little bit. I'm currently in the process of trying to build my bankroll. I started out a few years back, but didn't really take it too seriously until recently. So the ideal here is going from micro stakes, which is like the $1 or $2 no limit hold'em online, and try to take it all the way to a main event. Eventually, my goal is to reach the point where I can pay 10 grand and go and play in the World Series of Poker for the experience. I'm going to do a lot of practicing before that happens, but I want to get that done within the next year or so. So I'm just going to go through it a little bit. So for most of us poker players, new poker players that is, we never really make it out of micro stakes. A lot of us stay around playing the $2 no limit hold'em online, and we don't really want to move too much from that. So what I did was I started out playing that, and what I would do was I set myself a goal. My goal when I was playing the micro stakes was I started out with it's like $10, I think it was, and I wanted to take that 10 and build it to 50. And I didn't want to, and I wasn't trying to do it like in a day or anything like that at all. I just wanted to build it over time to the point where I got it to $50. And so I started out with a $2 no limit, 1 and 2 cents for the blind. And I did lose a little bit at the beginning, but then I learned a very, I guess you can call it a very important strategy when it comes to playing at that level. What I found out was that most people at that level it's almost like the free games I talked about in another video. Most people at that level will just about call anything just to see if they're gonna get it. So what I did was I played really tight. I played tight with the 1 and 2 cent because I felt like if I played tight and I only played those bonus hands, those great hands that I got, I would win more, and found out it was true. So as I played I guess in that $2 no limit, I built it from $10 to $50. It took me about 2 months to do that. So once I got there, I was really happy with myself in terms of when I got there. So my strategy to do that was, like I said, I played tight. I just played tight. And then my next one was I was going to go from the $2 game. I think it was a $5 or $4 game. I can't remember which one it was. But I wanted to take that $50 and try to build it up to $250. So, and that's what I did. So what I did for the next one, I went from $2 up to the $4, and then it was a $5, like that's the max you can put into it, like $5. So I played the $5 no limit. And then what I noticed was that the play had to be a little bit different. I could play tight, but didn't have to play as tight. So I could play a wider variety of hands there because people were a little bit more, I guess, seasoned there and used to it. And I learned the rule of the stop limping, that I couldn't limp in pre-flop all the time. That a lot of times when I think I got a good hand, or a quality hand, I should say, I needed to become more of the aggressor in most cases. And I wanted to make it so that I can build that $50. And I was gonna shoot for $250, but I didn't. I just doubled it. I went from 50 to 100. And basically what I did was I did kind of the same thing. I just played a little bit. I played tight, but not as tight as I did with the $2 games when I had the 50 itself. So I built it and got it up to $100, and then just continued to play there for a little bit while longer. That took me another month and a half. So we're 3 months in, and I got it up to $100. So what happened was, and why it took me so much longer to double to 50, was because there were times when I was playing when I didn't have a great run, and that happens a lot of times. So what I did was I did take a few steps back to go back to the 1-2 cent game just to maintain my my bankroll, as it were, to try to keep things steady and keep things going. So, and I did get to build it to the $100 lane and the $100 amount. And then once I got to the $100 amount, I actually took those funds and went to one of the local casinos here in Michigan and played. And I had to play really tight, which really bugged me because most people sitting there, it was a 1-3 table, and I'm sitting there with just $100, and other people have $200-300. It tripled the amount that I have. So they knew that based on the amount of cash that I had there, that I was going to play tight. But my role and my goal in that point was to try to double it. And I wasn't going to try to double it in one night. I was trying to double it over a period of time. So I went, gave my buy-in for $100, and the first night I ended up with $125. So I made a $25 profit. I had the notion just to stop, and I stopped and went home and went back to the table with the 125 and played again, and ended up I lost the $25, and when I got down to 99 I stopped. So what I did was I stepped back online again and went back to the $5-10 games there and played a little bit until I built it back up again. And I was able to fortunately build it up. I played for $5 and I was able to fortunately build it up. I think it was $18, $20, somewhere around there. Took that, put it back with 100, and went right back to the casino because I didn't learn my lesson, did I? So I went back to the casino, but this time I did pretty well. I guess I got the table was a little bit softer. Didn't have much of an ego for me, so I actually got lucky and went from 100 to 300 that night, and took that 300 and went home, and I sat on it for a little bit, and then I went back to the casino. But this time I didn't take the full $300 with me. I decided to stay with the 100 and play that. So, and that's where I am right now. My bankroll is about $350, somewhere around there, and I just take from that bankroll and I'll run off to the casino there and play for $100. But anytime I don't feel comfortable or I feel like I need to polish up or work on something, that's when I'll step back online and play the lower games, the lower cash games online, and do that. So right now I'm sitting at $325, $26, somewhere around there. And my next goal is I'm gonna take that to the 1-3 and play the 1-3 with my $300 sitting there. And we're gonna see how that turns out. I wish I could film it. I probably could if I asked, but I want to talk about that when I get a chance to do it. So basically, I'm climbing a ladder, as it were. So I started off with a 1-2 cent, which is the $2 no limit online. Built that into 50 to 100. Took the 100 and went down to casino, turned to 125. Once I lost that $26 that came on with $99, I went back online and took that money and put it back in there again, and then basically went back to casino again with 100 and I think it was 125 or something like 125, 130, and was able to build it into $300. And I'm sitting at about 325, 326, and I still play online. I just use I play the more expensive games. So now I'll get the $25 or the $50 no limit hold'em a lot of times that I'm playing, and I don't have to. I don't play a wide variety of hands right now because my goal is to build that bankroll up, so that I can get enough money to be able to go down and play the $10,000 World Series of Poker. So I don't know if this helps you or not, but the roadmap is a little bit at a time. Take your time doing it. Don't be afraid to leave. Don't get tilted at the table. It's very easy to do that. And then when you feel like you're kind of losing, or you're losing your grip or not really paying attention, step back and step down a little bit. Go from the $100 1-3 game at the casino or wherever you're playing, and go online and play for a little bit, just to get your focus back and have a thought process in your mind of what you want to focus on. So I don't know. And then remember the rule of 2 and 4. The rule of 2 and 4 was very helpful, especially at the casino, and that just basically is figuring out my odds when it came to play pre-flop and then post-flop itself. So I mean, hey, if it helps, it helps. So this is Al at Chat Over Poker. See you on the felt, baby. What up, though? Hey, what's up? This is Al at Chat Over Poker. So today, I wanted to give a quick short video about something I've been thinking about. This is something I'm currently working on right now for myself, and I feel like somebody else could use this, maybe a little information itself. Basically talking about moving from what we'll call like small stakes
Duration 30 minutes.
or micro stakes to the main event in terms of poker. In other words, how to build your bankroll, you know, the